are.
Welcome back to the Pre-Bet Show. This is episode 46 of the podcast. I am your host, JP, and this is my co-host.
MC.
Woo! And we're gonna talk about some football here in a little bit, but we want to talk about the absolute collapse of Game 7 with the Pistons. The Pistons win the first two games. Then the Cavaliers win the next three. And then we go and we steal one in Cleveland, and all we needed to do was win at home. And we just did not show up. Cade Cunningham showed up. He's balling. He's an amazing player. I'll be the first to admit that I hadn't watched, you know, really any Pistons this year, and I mean he was in the MVP running, man. He was a baller this year. I mean, it's probably the best thing to happen to the Pistons in a long time, man. But they're gone. They're out. Now we're on to the Eastern and Western Conference Championships, where it's the Knicks versus the Cleveland Cavaliers in the East, and then it is the Oklahoma Thunder versus the Spurs, and the Spurs just won Game 1, and right now Cavaliers and Knicks are playing.
Did you to go back on the Pistons? I didn't watch the game. I
Mhm.
just kind of watched a little bit here and there. But there was people posting the NBA was like flashing commercials of like Cleveland and the Knicks
Mm.
when they still had to play the Pistons yet. So I'm like, wait a minute here, because that I did not buy my DraftKings card, and I got busy, whatnot. I got home and I completely forgot I needed to buy a DraftKings card. Luckily, I did not because I would have threw the house on the Pistons, dude. So
Mhm.
I really dodged one. What the hell happened?
They
I
just
just
didn't
think that
show up, man. I mean, Cade didn't have any really support anywhere. I mean, obviously we put up a bunch of points because it was, like,
defense.
yep,
How was the defense?
kind of non-existent and kind of fouling all over the place, man. It was
Well,
kind of
that's why the Pistons are on vacation early, and the better team moved on, and you know, defense
hmm
wins game, folks.
yeah, yep.
Just goes to show you. No, but they had a good battle though.
Um, okay, we'll move into some football. Last time we covered a couple of teams and we ended off on the old Houston Texans. So today we're gonna start with the old Indianapolis Colts. They're a team
Uh,
that was super
Sleeper.
duper. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm leaning at. They were a team that came in hot to start the season. They went 8-1 before Daniel Jones got hurt, and then they ended up losing out the rest of the year. Um, let's see. They drafted in the second round. They drafted C.J. Allen, linebacker of Georgia. Third round, they took A.J. Hulsey, safety out of LSU. Fourth round, they took Jalen Farmer, interior offensive lineman out of Kentucky. Fourth round, they took Bryce Bocher, linebacker, Oregon. Fifth round, they took George Gums, Jr., edge out of Florida. Sixth round, they took Caden Curry, edge out of Ohio State. Seventh round, they took Seth McGowan, running back out of Kentucky. And then in the seventh round, they took Deion Burks, wide receiver, Oklahoma. Uh, another team that we kind of consistently saw kind of stabbed a little bit of everywhere, got a little bit of offense, got a little bit of defense. Um, they got sauce last year, so they really didn't have much to start with this year. So, yeah, I mean, it all depends on Daniel Jones being healthy. What are your
Yeah.
thoughts on the Colts, man?
Well, JP, I I think I called this before, but I'm riding on them to be a sleeper team, dude. Um, Jones, man, I really think that they made enough moves and they got enough weapons to really be strong contenders in the NFL.
Hmm.
You know, no division. I don't think no division this year is a gimme by any means. So yeah, I'm gonna go with them being a sleeper team. I predict them to go long into the postseason, I think,
Hmm.
honestly. I don't really think they're gonna be, that team yet, but they they're making moves fast, dude. So yeah. Only time will tell, JP.
Yep, that's kind of how I'm leaning.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Next, we have the old Jacksonville Jaguars.
Jeez.
They made it
Oh
into
yeah.
the playoffs last year. They were a tough team. Um, Travis Hunter went down super early, like week 4, week 5, so we didn't get to see a lot of him last year. And that is why they don't have a first round pick this year, is because they used it to move up and get Travis Hunter.
I don't know why, but
In
they
the
did.
in the second round, they took Nate Borkacher, tight end, Texas A&M. Third round, they took Albert Regis, defensive lineman, Texas A&M. In the third round, they took Emmanuel Pregnon, interior lineman, Oregon. Third round, they took Jalen Husky, safety, Maryland. In the fourth round, they took Wesley Williams, edge, Duke. Fifth round, they took Tanner Koziel, tight end, Houston. Sixth round, they took Josh Cameron, wide receiver, Baylor. In the sixth round, they took C.J. Williams, wide receiver, Stanford. Seventh round, they took Zach Dupree, Durfree, edge, Washington. And in the seventh round, they took Parker Hughes, linebacker, Middle Tennessee. Um, Definitely, it looked like they focused more on defensive line and wide receivers and tight ends this year. So they kind of spend a lot of their picks going in those areas of their team. I think if uh, what's his face is healthy, Trevor Lawrence, I think Jaguars are going to be another tough team. There's a lot of tough teams over on that side, like you said. No divisions are give me, and definitely not on the AFC side. I mean, I could see them, being one of those teams on their side, trying to get that last couple of games wins to make themselves playoff hopeful. So, maybe one of my sleepers, but only it's another one of those things. It's super duper early. Travis Hunter, if they can get him back, that would really help out their defense a lot. I heard they're going to try to keep him more on that side and bring him in on offense only when super necessary. Obviously, why they went and got tight ends and wide receivers all over the place in the draft to kind of show up the offense. Yeah, I just I don't know. I want to see them do good, but I don't know. It's tough. They gotta definitely toughen up this year. What are your thoughts on the Jaguars?
You got to be fucking kidding me, JP. Travis Hunter, he's a bust. I don't know what the hell Jacksonville saw in this guy. Maybe it's because he could play both sides of the ball, offense and defense. But that I don't know. I honestly do not understand the hype behind Travis Hunter. I don't think he's good enough to be in the NFL. I That's just my prediction. And he's in the NFL, so that shows you how much I know about it, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
but man, I think he might be onto something, JP. But man, maybe if they got rid of Travis Hunter and like got somebody else bigger. Yeah, I just yes, folks. I am a Travis Hunter hater. Okay, it's very obvious, but I just think he's too small um to be on defense. I think he's better off to be offensive player
Mm-hmm.
caliber, and I honestly think they would have a better shot because he's quick. I don't really know if he's got good hands or not. I mean, he did have what, one touchdown before he got hurt.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the kid's he's got potential. I mean, I think they need to make a lot more moves, JP, and then they'll get there. I mean, they got a star quarterback. I mean, he just needs more weapons, dude. Like, once he gets that, and receivers catch the ball. That was another thing, man. He was throwing darts to receivers and they were just dropping them, dude, making him look bad. So, yeah, I don't know. They just need a lot of work yet.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They're onto something, but they need a lot more work. So, that's my answer on them.
Okay. Okay. Now we'll move on to the Kansas City Chiefs. In the first round, they took Mansour Delane, corner out of LSU. They moved up to get him. Also in the first round, they got Peter Woods, defensive lineman, Clemson. Um, Second round, they took Mason Thomas, edge out of Oklahoma. They didn't have a second or third round pick, so in the fifth round, they took Kennedy, corner out of Oregon. In the fifth round, they took Emmett Johnson, running back, Nebraska. Fifth round, they took Cyrus Allen, wide receiver, Cincinnati. And in the seventh round, they took Garrett Nussmeier, quarterback, LSU. Um, they're one of the teams that get to kind of open up the season. I think they have the first Monday night game against the Broncos, and the big uh, the big question mark there is Bo Nix and Mahomes going to be ready by week one. They both got hurt fairly late. Obviously, Mahomes got hurt at the very end of the season, and then Bo Nix got hurt there in the second to last game. So there's a big asterisk on who's going to be at quarterback to start the season off. But I mean, the Chiefs is a Chief. You know, they still got Andy Reid. Uh, if Mahomes can play, halfway decent, they got enough weapons. Their defense is super duper solid. They did lose a little bit on defense, but they ended up drafting and replacing them. So give them about half the season, and they'll have them coached straight up to par. I mean, I think last year was just one of those fluke seasons for the Chiefs. Obviously, the last 6, 7 years they've been a powerhouse. They've been pretty much the new Patriots. So you can't not think that they're going to be in the playoffs somehow next year. The refs will get them in there somehow. So yeah, what is M Sizzle's thoughts on the Kansas City Chiefs?
Um, man, really just depends on if Mahomes is like I stressed before. Is he going to be slower off that injury, or is he going to be like the Mahomes we know, or is he? I mean, there's a lot of factors, dude. Now, I'm predicting him to just bounce right back like everybody else is, I'm sure. I'm sure he put in the hard work on the off season to get back in, shape, workout, whatever he needed to. I hate to see it, but that injury, that wasn't its leg, right? Didn't it get twisted up when he got tackled or something?
Both of them are leg. One is more ankle, and one is the knee area.
Mahomes?
Yeah.
I don't know. Did he tweak it? Did he like sprain his knee? I mean, I don't, we, who knows? So I we'll just have to wait and see on that. But I'm predicting, Kansas City, um, Mahomes to be back to the Mahomes that we all know and
Hmm.
watch on Sunday. So,
Yeah.
but like you said, the refs will find a way to get them there. But I think their mist is long done.
Hmm.
They won all the what they had to win. So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. We will move on to the Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders took, with the very first pick in the draft, they took Fernando Mendoza, quarterback, Indiana. In the second round, they took Traden Stucks, safety out of Arizona. Third round, they took Kieran Crawford, edge out of Auburn. In the third round, they took Trey Zun the third, interior line, Texas A&M. In the fourth round, they took Jamad McCoy, corner out of Tennessee. The fourth round, they took Mike Washington Jr., running back, Kansas or Arkansas, excuse me. Fifth round, they took Dalton Johnson, safety, Arizona. Fifth round, they took Hezekiah Masses, corner out of California. Sixth round, they took Malik Benson, wide receiver, Oregon. And in the seventh round, they took Brandon Cleveland, defensive tackle, North Carolina State. They were obviously the number one pick for a reason. They needed a lot of help. They actually made quite a few big moves on defense. So it'll be interesting to kind of see how they work around offense. They got him the number one center in the league. So they paid the center some big money. So Mendoza's going to have at least a guy snapping to him that he can trust. It'll be just how they build around him as far as that goes. He doesn't have a lot of weapons. They drafted Ginty last year and then Brock Bowers 2 years ago, so he does have a little bit of help, but they could definitely use a wide receiver to really stoke out their offense. Uh, like I was saying, all the big moves that they made were on defense. When Crosby left to go to Baltimore there for a couple days for a visit, the Raiders ended up making a lot of moves on defense to really, stoke up him being gone. But then the trade doesn't go through and he comes back. It's like, oh, they could do some stuff there, man. So I mean, give it a couple weeks to really kind of let me understand how they're gonna do. But I think they're on the right track to doing stuff. They got Tom Brady in the organization now, helping pull some strings. Maybe he can get the refs on their side this season. Who knows? But yeah. What are your thoughts on the old Vegas Raiders?
There's a lot of high hopes, I can tell you that. They got the number one pick, Heisman Trophy winner. Yeah, it sounds on paper they want to win, right?
Hmm.
They just want to win, and it looks like on paper that they did enough to get it there, but just got to see, come come preseason how everybody, you know, sinks in with each other, clicks in and go from there. So it's really there's all eyes I think are on the Raiders for sure this season, just because they got the Heisman Trophy winners, so Mendoza. So yeah, I'm kind of excited to see him play, see the Raiders, but I don't think they got enough in the tank to go postseason. But they're on their way there eventually, but time will tell, like I say all the time, JP.
Mhm. Mhm. Yep. Yep. All right. And we'll do one more here. We got the Los Angeles Chargers. Chargers in the first round took Hakeem Messidor, edge out of Miami. In the second round, they took Jake Slaughter, interior offensive lineman. They did
What
not
a
have.
name.
I know that's a pretty badass name for a lineman. It's like, oh, run behind
Slaughter.
Slaughter. uh, no, that was something that I mean, I know a lot of people do too, but that was something me and Timmy always kind of really like got behind. Was like, man, when players have really good football names, it's pretty cool. Like Drew
Yeah,
Brees. That's a pretty cool football name. Philip Rivers. That's a badass. Brock Purdy
yeah,
is pretty cool. Gibbs. Jamar Gibbs is a sick name. Brock Bowers is a cool name. But yeah, Slaughter in the second round. They did not have a third round. They went into the fourth round and took Brendan Thompson, wide receiver, Mississippi State. Fourth round, they took Travis Burke, offensive tackle, Memphis. Fourth round, they took Genesis Smith, safety, Arizona. Fifth round, they took Nick Barrett, defensive lineman, Carolina. Sixth round, they took Logan Taylor, guard, Boston College. Sixth round, they took Alex Harkey. Uh, what? Did we just hit the? We did. We just hit the 10-minute mark. All right. Guard out of Oregon. Our Chargers are another team that I think are just a couple of players away from being, you know, another
hmm
playoff team. They got the quarterback. I think they've drafted wide receivers the last couple of years, and they're just kind of waiting for them to kind of like come into their own.
yeah.
They drafted a running back last year, and they brought one in, but they both ended up getting hurt, and then the third running back actually ended up having a really good season. So it's kind of like, oh, the third guy on the bench there is actually pretty decent. So, um, yeah, I mean, they're in a tough division. If they're gonna do anything, they're gonna have to really, really, toughen up because you got the Broncos, you got the Chiefs, you got the Bills, you got the
Big
Texans. Hmm?
teams ready to play ball. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah. They're right there. So I think this is gonna be Harbaugh's third year. I think if their running backs can stay healthy, I think the Chargers have a really good chance of getting not only into the playoffs but pushing pretty deep.
hmm
There's just it's right now it is too tough for me to be like, oh, this is the team that's sure to win it on that side. The only team I think is really like that is probably the Patriots again because they didn't lose anybody. Their team is super young. They just went to the Super Bowl. I mean, I know their coach is messing around with reporters, but you know, jokes aside,
Shame, shame, shame.
jokes aside, I mean, they're still a really, really good team that really clicked last year. You know,
But they
and
choked.
then obviously there's the Chiefs. The Chiefs are gonna always be the Chiefs. You count them out one season, but they'll be right back for the next five.
True.
So, yeah, I mean that's really all I got for the Chargers. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I mean, you pretty much hit everything I was kind of was going to talk about on the Chargers. So, I mean, Yeah, I mean, they got a lot of good talent, but there's also, like I just said, there's a lot of good fucking teams that they got to go against. So, yeah, it's kind of a waiting game, dude. You know, just kind of, are they gonna make a push? I don't think so. Maybe next season, but not this year.
Hmm?
So that's my input on the Chargers.
Yeah, okay. Well, Professor, you got about 7 minutes? I'll have you come over and review some of the teams we just talked about here. We'll set Professor up here.
Oh, I heard his hippie quarterback cut his hair.
Oh yeah, that was a joke.
You gotta, yeah, he's
Hey,
he's
boys.
he's he's heartbroken now, dude. Hey, Professor.
Hey, how you doing there, Sizzle?
Oh, I'm hanging in there, man. How about yourself?
Good, good. Just catching up
Uh,
on some of the latest stuff. It's hard to do anything right now because we're kind of in a holding pattern until, say, about July on
right.
what we're going on. But who were we talking about today? Colts.
Uh,
Well, if Danny Dimes is healthy, and I think he will be, they're going to be tough. They're going to be hard to beat this year in that division. Uh,
okay.
I think they're just gonna stay on. You know, if any of these, the safety, which is a good pickup for them, and the offensive line, they got a new offensive lineman. If he makes the grade, what's his name? That Farmer. Yeah. So, and they got a good edge. Gumps. Uh, yeah, two edges right in a row. Caden Curry and that George Gumb Jr. So yeah, and like I overheard Josh talking about, they have good running backs now. Didn't they just pick up a receiver? I, th-
I believe so.
I thought they did.
I could be wrong though.
Oh well, yeah, yeah, yeah. They got rid of Pittman. That was kind of strange, but
All right, Jacksonville Jaguars.
that's another iffy team for me. I just, you know, I I'm a fan of the quarterback. He's just got to pull it together this year, else I'm giving up on him forever. You well, you know, you get these guys that come in and they have a good first season, second season, like C.J. Stroud. I was for sure he was going to be just continue to get better. Well, last year he just kind of petered off,
Hmm.
and that upset me. So he's got to show something this year. They got some pieces there with Houston, and so but the Jaguars got some good pieces. So uh, they better do something. They brought in tight ends, a few wide receivers. Uh, if they keep him protected, they that Emmanuel Bigon is it called? Yeah, Pregnon
Uh,
offensive line. Uh, yeah, they needed help on that offensive line. They got to keep him healthy. So,
All right, now we got the Kansas City Chiefs.
well, they're just going to bounce right back. I mean, they're probably going to win that division again, back to the top because they made some decent trades and they picked up some decent defensive linebackers, edges, defensive line. I mean, I don't know about that Cyrus Allen wide receiver. I don't know if they even needed one.
You gotta think when they draft somebody this late, it's usually for special teams.
Yeah, probably special teams or
All
yeah.
right, the Las Vegas Raiders.
Raiders are the ones that interest me because overheard you talking about them. Harbaugh, this is the year his system is in full play mode. I mean, nobody from the old system remembers it because he's been running his system for 2 years, coming into the year. Or oh, oh yeah, they got a new coach, don't they?
New coach, new everything.
You oh, so yeah, I'm thinking, yeah, I had the wrong team. You're right. So yeah, yeah. Well, they're just gonna have to start from scratch. Hopefully, whoa,
Yeah, no, I mean they're the number one pick for a reason. They need a lot of work.
oh,
But
yeah,
they made a lot of moves on defense before the draft, and then they kind of stabbed everywhere here.
yeah. Safety, edge, corner.
Corner, interior line, wide receiver, defensive tackle, quarterback, safety.
Yeah, Malik Benson, the wide receiver. I don't know nothing about him, but no, those are good picks. When you take people out of Washington, Tennessee, you normally got good players.
All right, now we got the Los Angeles Chargers. Now you got your Harbaugh.
Yeah. Oh, there's my hardball guy. Yeah, he's going to be ready. This is their year. The Chargers, uh, he likes to coach up his quarterbacks. He's got them all always fired up. Brought in that edge. Uh, Messenger, yeah, a great edge. His film and you can go right on YouTube and watch that stuff. This kid is impressive. He could have been actually the best edge in the league or in the draft. Those first two were great, but this guy's right there with them. So yeah, he could have actually went higher than that. So Chargers are making it this year. Definitely big push.
All right, thank you, Professor. Thank you, Professor.
Thank you.
All right, and we'd like to thank everybody for stopping by for the pre-bet show. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe in the comments below, and we'll see you next time on the pre-bet show.
Free bet.
Pre-bet.